Hey, hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for being here today. I really hope that this video can help you to plan your week a little bit and help you get a little bit more organized. I know that it can be really overwhelming and really stressful if you're feeling a bit disorganized. So I thought I would make this so that there's a very gentle, comforting way to, be reminded of some responsibilities that you might have forgotten about, but that it's nothing to fear, and that it's always better to just have a little reminder and give you a moment to plan your week a little bit better. So I hope you like this, and I truly hope that it's helpful for you. I will try to get through it relatively quickly, just in case you would like to make it a sort of weekly routine to come back and watch this so that I can remind you of everything again next week. But I will be honored to be your virtual assistant for today. So, before we get started, there are only two things that you're going to need during this video. You're just going to need a calendar. This can be a physical calendar or a digital one of your choice. And just any notepad. Any old notepad. It can be paper, digital, whatever you like. Try not to get too fancy with it, just something that you can jot down your immediate thoughts as I'm kind of prompting you with some questions and some reminders during this video, okay? And the way that this is going to work is you can pause the video at any time if you would like to go plug in a reminder to your calendar right here in this moment, or you can just scribble down some notes on your notepad while you're listening and then go plug everything in after the video is over. Whichever way you find easier. You can try both to see what you like better. And the only other thing to say before I get started is our physical environment obviously can be a huge source of stress if things are a bit messy or cluttered. But we're not going to focus on physical environment changes, or at least not very much in this video, because I want you to be able to think all of these tasks through and achieve most of them, or plug in reminders for most of them from right here at your desk or on your phone. I don't want you to have to leave your desk to start sorting things. This is just, you can sort your sort of digital life from your desk. So yeah, on your calendar, we're going to be plugging in reminders, adding appointments and events, things like that, doing some time blocking. So setting aside time in your calendar to do a task later. And then on your notepad, you can have a little space for like shopping items, like things that you don't want to forget to pick up next time you go to the store. And then just a section for just general reminders and scribbles. Extra space for little scribbles as you think of things. Now, of course, everything that I say here is not going to cover all aspects of your life to plan your week, but I'm hoping that these are general enough and common enough things that it'll give you exactly the reminder you needed, or at the very least, trigger a memory of something else. So even if I don't mention it in this video, if you think of it, I just want you to write it down so that you don't forget. And I really hope that this will be helpful for you. So without further ado, let's get started. The first category that I'm going to talk about, or first group of questions that I'm going to ask you, are related to just an overview and a bit of a digital cleanup first before we get going. So the first question I have is, I'd love for you to take a look at your calendar that you have open and just zoom out, look at it as an overview, and see if there's anything at all that you can cancel or delete from your calendar that doesn't need to be there. Were there any appointments that you had booked this week that got canceled but you forgot to delete them? Are there any plans that you made that you know that you actually don't have time for and you need to send someone a message to say you're sorry you can't make it this week and try to postpone it? Or is there anything else that you plugged in that you blocked out time for that you just don't want to do this week anymore? Let's just clear up some space first. Let's just free up some space, okay? Take your time. You can pause if you'd like, or you can just write this down and do it later, but it might be easier to just pause and clear stuff out at the beginning, okay? And the next question is, might not be a super fun one to hear, but how's your email inbox doing? How's your email inbox doing? Be honest. Okay. If you can pause and do a quick little cleanup and just file a few things, why don't you take a moment to go do that right now? But if we're talking like thousands of unread emails, newsletters that you need to unsubscribe from, things that you need to respond to, things you need to file somewhere else, you're going to want to plug that into your calendar. Pick a time that you have available. When you have some uninterrupted time available this week, and make sure to plug in time to organize your email inbox. You will feel so much better if you do it, I promise. Okay. Now, the other part of digital cleanup, of course, is the actual files in your computer or your mobile phone. And this might take quite some time if you haven't cleaned it up in a while. So I just want to ask, or you can ask yourself, if I asked you to find a particular document or picture or other type of file in your computer right now, do you think you'd be able to find it? Do you have an intuitive way to go through your folders and files to locate something very specific? If not, and if you do usually have a system that works for you, just block off some time to refresh that system this week. But if you don't, you might need to commit a little bit more time to maybe learn a bit about file management, things like that, because your digital life in your computer can start to feel as cluttered and suffocating as your physical environment can sometimes with physical clutter. So just plug in some time to clean up your digital environment. Okay. That's all the digital cleanup stuff. So if you haven't noted it down yet, that was to clear your calendar of any events you can cancel right now, plug in a time to check your email inbox, and plug in a time to clean up your folders and files that are stored in your computer or your phone. Okay. So that's the first big scary section. I of course want to make this as fun and relaxing as possible, as not to feel too intimidating to check in about this each week. So, okay. So the next one is financial stuff that you might have forgotten about. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'm going to try and speed through these a little bit just to keep things going. So just scribble some notes down or pause the video if you need. Okay. The first one is a little bit heavy and everyone's different. So I'll try my best to capture like the most common things that apply to you. But in the big picture, do you have time set aside to pay your bills? And I'm talking mostly about like recurring bills, such as credit cards, electricity bills, phone bills, etc., things that are recurring. Do you have times plotted to pay each of those bills? Or do you need to plug in some time right now so you don't forget? Okay. So yeah, you can set aside time and make like recurring reminders if there's specific deadlines, or if you just want to block off, do a bit of time blocking for just one part of this week to kind of go through all your bills. You can do that. Maybe just try listing the ones that you know you have coming up in that calendar reminder, and that might help. Maybe block off like an hour or so, and then if you need more time, you can book more after that. Next question is, do you owe anyone a one-time payment? Like, did you go out for dinner with friends and they took care of the bill, but you said you'd pay them back after? Or have you hired any contractors for something and they've sent you an invoice that you need to pay? Anything like that? Think about any one-time payments that you might need to make. Yeah, just go ahead and write it down. Good. And the next question is, does anyone owe you money? Does anyone owe you money or stuff? Anything they need to return to you? And can you just take a moment to send them a quick text or a quick email just to get them a little reminder if they were supposed to pay you back for something? That's that one. And next question is, do you have any receipts that you need to upload somewhere, like a receipt that you need to apply for a refund for something, or file a receipt for business purposes, anything like that? If you need some time to set aside for that, you should put that in your calendar. And the last thing for just some quick financial reminders is, do you have any financial goals that you need to plan for? If you've already set some goals, maybe set aside some time to check your progress on those goals. Or if you do need help setting some goals, you might want to put aside some time to research goal setting for financial things, whether it's like you're saving up for a vacation or a new phone or a renovation budget or something like that. So anything that you have a goal about, make sure you put aside some time. Okay. Good. So if you're ready for the next category, I've written down relationships and social life. Okay. This one I feel like we often neglect. Might take our friends and loved ones for granted sometimes. So first question is just, if you open up your phone or your email inbox, is there anybody that you can respond to right now that will take you 2 minutes or less? Just someone that you already have an answer for, that you've made up your mind what your response is going to be, and it'll just take you 2 minutes or less to respond to. Yeah, if you want to take a moment to do that, you definitely can. You'll feel a lot better, I promise. And is there anyone that you need to respond to that you haven't quite made up your mind yet? I think that one can be really tough sometimes, so maybe you can plug in a little reminder for the end of the day today. Give yourself time to just mull those over, maybe scribble them down on your notepad for now, and then at the end of the day, see if you've made a decision on your response yet. Maybe someone's asked you to come to an event and you're still a bit undecided. See if you can find that answer for them by the end of the day. Okay. Are there any upcoming social events or birthdays that you need to prepare for? Even if it's just like plugging a birthday into your calendar so that you remember to send a text to your friend saying happy birthday, or an event that you have where you need to like buy a like gift for, or bring a plate of cookies for, anything that involves preparation. And anything else related to events or people that you've been meaning to catch up with, or just someone that you think you haven't talked to in a while and you'd like to say hi to. Maybe just take a moment to see if you can send someone a quick message. Plan a phone call, plan a Zoom call with a friend, something like that. Okay. Moving right along now. There is only one more category left, but it is a big one. It is about your personal health and well-being. So, my first question for you, is, do you have any upcoming doctor, dentist, or other health-related appointments coming up that are already booked? And if you do, have you already taken a moment to put them in your calendar, or do you need to add those with little reminders so that you don't forget? Good. Okay, you can take a sec to do that. And now, do you need to book any health-related appointments? Have you been procrastinating booking a phone call with your doctor to talk about a health issue or anything like that that needs to be booked still? And if you'd like, you can pause right now, and if it's something that's easy to book, you can do it right away, or you can just block off some time in your calendar to get that done this week. Okay. Next question is, do you have any vitamins, supplements, or medications that need to be refilled? Anything that needs to be refilled? Do you want to set aside some time to order these or add them to your shopping list if it's something that you can just pick up in a store? Right? Remember that little corner on your notepad of your shopping list? You can just add it right there if you don't want to forget next time you go out. Perfect. So this next one might take a lot more detail on your end to sort of assess where you're at. So it's a very broad question. But in general, would you say that your diet is still working for you? Like the foods that you eat on a day-to-day basis, are they making you feel good or are they making you feel bad? How do you feel physically from what you're sort of consuming on a day-to-day basis? Because if your diet is not working for you, you might want to set aside some time to assess your current one, set some goals, or even get support. If you're struggling to find your way through what's best for you, you might want to ask for support from someone or from a health professional, something like that. Maybe add it to your notes for your upcoming doctor's appointment if you just booked one, something like that. And so that's very broad, but the next question is, when do you have time to check your fridge, cupboards, your pantry, etc., to check for food items that you're missing? Or I guess a little bit of an environmental question is anything that's expired that you can just throw out and clear space for. But more importantly, is there anything that you're missing to be able to eat well for the next week? Just give that a consideration. So any items you notice that you're missing, just add them to your shopping list, add them to your little shopping list. And then you want to pick a date to either order those things or go out and get some groceries. So it's another one for you. And the next question is, when do you have time to go outside? Even if it's just for a walk around your block and back, or to get in your car and drive yourself to a park nearby, go for a walk around the park just for a bit of a change of environment. When do you have time to go outside? You can just go ahead and plug it right into your calendar. Okay, go outside, get some fresh air. It's very important. And the next one, also broad and going to be very specific to you. Do you need to make any changes to your fitness plan, whatever that means to you? Or do you need to make one for the first time? And if you don't have one, you can maybe just set aside 5 to 10 minutes a day. Maybe if you wake up at 9 a.m. every day, maybe you can have a 9:30 to 9:45 little stretch or anything to just kind of get your body moving and blood flowing. And if you do have a fitness plan, is it still working for you? And if not, can you plan some time to make adjustments as you need to? Okay, perfect. I know that one's kind of tough to think through. And next is, have you been getting enough sleep? Have you been getting enough sleep lately? Be honest. Okay, this one's also very customizable. Everyone's very different, but is there anything that you can change to your environment to make it a little more conducive to getting good sleep. Like, can you put your phone a bit further away from the head of your bed, or turn off more lights at night, or move other distracting things away from where you sleep? Do you need to update your ASMR playlist to make sure that you're all set to go for a good night's sleep tonight? You can do that as well. Good, good, good. And next question, or actually, this is the last question. We're almost done. What day this week can you set aside time to just take care of yourself? Just take care of yourself. I hear some people call this protected time. Protected time, just something that you block into your calendar. Doesn't have to be for anything specific, just a time blocked off to take care of yourself. And then when that time comes in the week, you can just use it for whatever you feel like you need in that moment. If you want to take a bath, go for a walk, watch your favorite comfort movie, or just do nothing, that's okay too. If you haven't tried plugging in some protected time like that, I really do recommend it. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. So now, looking after everything that we talked about, you can take a look at your overall calendar and the notepad that you've been scribbling on so far. Can you identify at least one big goal this week that, even if you miss everything else, or you have to postpone everything else that you just plugged in, is there one goal that you can identify that you would be very happy to complete in the next week? Okay. If you do, I recommend writing it on a piece of paper and tape it to your wall, or put it on your fridge, or your phone background or something. Just something to remind you, as long as I do this goal this week, you'll feel a bit better. I think it's always a good idea. Good. Well, I was very happy to be your little virtual assistant for today's video. And this was, of course, kind of experimental. I've never done a video like this before. So if you like this sort of thing, and maybe you would find some other prompts to be helpful, please let me know in the comments down there, just down there. Let me know in the comments, and I might do something else like this, maybe a more refined one later. It's perfectly itemized to help jog your memory and help you stay organized going forward. But I hope it was helpful. I really do. And if you can come back to this next week again, maybe you can even plug in one last calendar event to say, watch Misty's video again next week, just as a check-in to see how you did with all of your goals and the things that you plugged in. I hope it helps. I know that time blocking really helps me a lot of the time. So take care, take it easy, don't stress too much, and get some really amazing sleep tonight.